Oh, Grace, we're a tad late, like 1 minute late. I thought I was not going to have you.
I'm here.
You cut it close, Grace.
I did. I got stuck in traffic. I'm in South Carolina and I got, there were the dazzling lights of Waffle House trying to lure me in, but I'm here instead.
Well, I'm glad you made it because I was full on panic mode. But now we can start this show. You want to start it?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Grace, the end of the year is near, and we're going to talk about our favorite memories that can't be undone. So let's get chatting about them on episode 41.
I'm Eric, Idiot Runner Kosek.
And I'm Grace, Hot Pants Langheim. Eric is all business in the front of the pack, and I am all about the party in the back.
That's right, business up front and party in the back. Together, we are the Running Mullet.
And we are going to talk about every aspect of running, the podium to the DNF and everything in between.
If you are a runner, this show is for you. Now sit back, get out your foam roller, and enjoy the party.
Oh, did you arrive in South Carolina today?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
How long are you down there for?
I'm heading out Wednesday evening. So just
okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Is it hot down there? Is it warm?
No, it's freezing.
Good.
It's like in the 30s now, I think, something like that. I didn't know what to bring to wear because I'm here for work. And I'm like, well, I better not bring all my sweaters and my coats and all those things. I get down here and it was like 55 today. I was freezing. Yeah.
Huh.
Go figure.
Huh. How was your weekend?
Oh man, I had a great weekend. I'm so glad you asked. The Dowstown Wildcat 10K was Saturday morning. I think it's my 5th year race directing that race. There was 1 year that we didn't have it. So for five total years over the course of 6 years. And this year was just phenomenal. We had 301 runners in the 10K and like 150, I think, somewhere around there in the 1 miler. We have a 1 mile run first, and then it's a 10K. And that's a part of the York Roadrunners Winter Series. And nobody got lost. Nobody got hurt. We had a last minute change for the start finish from the school system that I had to deal with. But, all in all, it went really well. And one group that is a huge help every year is our ham radio operators. And this is really cool. We get about 20 of our volunteers come from a local group that do ham radio operation, and they're my course volunteers, so they show people where to go. But it's kind of cool because I have a shadow the whole time and I hear about everything that's going on the race course. It's pretty neat, so I have to shout out those volunteers because they're awesome.
Nice. So you just hang out at the start finish line, right?
I do, and partially just because it's too fast. My front runners are going to come through. Like the first 5K of the race is incredibly fast. It's a little over a mile downhill for the first mile. And it's completely downhill. It's not rolling. It is downhill. And it's everybody's fastest first 5K followed by your slowest 5K, which is what we say for this race. And so we get a lot of cross country kids, and I usually get my front runners coming in. I think our winner averaged a 6:04 pace, something like that. And then it's just too fast for me to go out to the course and make it back in time. So I have to hang by the start finish the whole time.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's good numbers. I mean, can't complain with that.
Yeah, it's usually a good turnout. It kind of depends on the weather. So we had a really good turnout this year, and everything went well. And that it's something that I, spent a lot of time planning, and now that's the last event a big event of the year done.
You get to start all over in a couple weeks.
Yeah. How was your weekend?
Oh, my weekend was it wasn't that exciting at all. It was nothing really fun or exciting to report. Becky did go down to Big Woods, fat ass 50K race, which quite a few friends went down there and did that. Erica was down there, Erica Lubera, and V rode a smoker, and Jason Lyons, my good friend, and Clayton Bouchard won it. I think he got a sub 5 hour.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's a pretty cool event. I wish it was on a Saturday, but it is what it is. But very cool event, very well run, and that is put on by the what group? Big Woods running group. I was drawing a blank there for a second, but they do a great job.
Yeah.
Big Woods
Cool.
Running Club. Yep. Other than
How
that,
was your year? How was your 2023?
boy, that's a good question, Grace. It got a lot better once I started doing this show with you. How's that?
I agree, and that is the correct answer.
Yes. Whew. All right. Now,
So we have a couple of things going on. One of them, we do have in process is Secret Santa. We have, I think, 26 people participating in Secret Santa, and I'm really excited. I got mine, but I haven't opened it yet. Did you get yours in the mail?
so let me get this straight. You know who everybody else got.
Yeah, I do.
So you must know who you got.
Yeah, I honestly don't remember. I looked and then I immediately forgot who it was, just because I was more concerned about trying to get everybody situated, you know.
Yeah, I didn't know this was going to be the way it was going to be. You were going to be like the above everybody and the kind of control everything.
Yeah, I'm above you, which is the important part.
Yeah. But no, I mean it's we got a lot of people signed up for it, and it's going to be exciting to see what people get on the 25th show, the Christmas Day show.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. So we do have Secret Santa happening, and then on the 25th, the goal is if you are watching live, then we'll all open our presents together. And if you're not watching live, that's okay too. You can open your present whenever you darn well feel like it. And the other thing we have going on is the best of 2023. We created some categories for the best of 2023, and I have a little Google form, and I'm going to post it. I'm going to post it so people can take it. I'll probably throw it in the comments here, and then I'll put it up on the Facebooks. And
would you like me to go over a couple of them just to?
I would love for you to go over a couple.
I have it up. It's very impressive, and I give you all the credit, 110% for putting it together. But I mean, there's some fun stuff on here in this Google Drive. I highly recommend everybody that's watching or that listens to the show to go to it and fill out. I guess you don't even need to fill out every single answer either. You can do partial, right?
Yeah, you can totally do partial, and it's set up that way, so you don't have to.
Oh, okay.
If you're not really sure how you want to answer that one particular question, you can just skip to the next one.
I'm just going to go through a couple of them. Skim through here. Best race photo. That can be of yourself or the best one you've seen on social medias, I think. Trail worker of the year. That's a pretty awesome one. I have some names I think I could, off the top of my head, I would throw in there. Volunteer of the year, crew chief of the year, pacer of the year. One of my favorites, idiot of the year. So you can put in your nomination for idiot runner of the year.
Idiot runner of the year. Now, can you kind of backtrack to idiot runner of the year, because you had one in 2021, right?
Yeah, that was the first. I had two, a male and a female. And
right.
that was the first year I did it, and they got two awesome plaques for Idiot Runner of the Year. And then that was 2021, you said, probably? Yeah, last year I got nominations again, and I think I know who won it, but I got real lazy and I turned into an idiot myself, and I didn't really finish out like announcing it. It just happens. So we don't need to get into that. But anyway, every year there should be a idiot runner of the year, and I would say a male and a female, because that should be the way it is, and or a woman and a man. And every year should probably a little different based on what people did and what they tried to do, what they attempted to do, and maybe different people's opinions. So the fact that the question's on there is a good one, because I am excited to see who gets nominated.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it too. Because I was one of the people who kept bugging you last year to find out who it was, because I wanted it to be the person I nominated. I'm pretty sure it was, but
it was. Let's just go with it was. I got to do better, Grace. I'm not denying that. It just fell by the wayside more or less, and I never finished it out.
Yeah. Okay. What other categories do we have?
You got on here best after party, 2023 event of the year, which that's going to be a good one to win.
So well, let's pause right there. What was your 2023 event of the year?
Event of the year.
What do you think?
When it comes to, we're going to get into kind of our best moments here in a little bit, I think. Our personal best moments. And I hope those of you listening, there's 15, I think, live listeners right now. I want you to start thinking about your best moment/moments of the year. And I want you to type them into the comments, because I want to talk about them. And I think it's important. They should be talked about. Anyway, my event of the year.
Yeah, for you personally. Like, I think there's the 2023 like overall event of the year, which is what we'll talk about next week. You only have 1 week to fill this out, by the way. Okay. But for you personally, what was your event of the year?
I had 3 big events this year, 2 100-milers and the 200-miler that I didn't complete. And I would probably say my biggest event was the 200-miler, and not because it was the longest event, not because I didn't finish it, but because of what I got to experience going out to Alberta, Canada, and it blew me away. And we got to see, we did a lot of stuff when we were out there. I feel like we filled our week full of everything we can, including part of that race. So yeah, that would probably be mine, I guess. Not thinking too hard about just events. Yeah. I'm a fan of the idiot runner events that I do, because they're low key and they're fun, and there's 2 of them every year, and I look forward to it. But the whole point of this, trying to do what you can while you're young and alive type of thing. The Canada was a good one. Like, I'm really glad I did it, even though it cost me a ton of money. What about you?
I'm gonna go with Wild Goose 100. I did not intend on running a race through a tropical storm, and there were so many highlights of that weekend, and running with Callie and falling asleep on the trail. Like, there were just so many cool moments of that entire weekend, and having Lacey and Barb supporting me. It was just all the feels. The whole weekend was ridiculous. So I'm going to go with Wild Goose 100.
Yeah, I mean, that's all good reasons to pick that, to have that as your answer. But all you really need, in my opinion, is the weather to have that as your number one memory or number one race, because the weather doesn't get any worse than what you guys had.
Did I tell you about my post-race meal that I had at Wild Goose 100?
No, but I want to hear about it right now.
Okay. So my post-race meal for Wild Goose 100 was a protein shake. That's it. It was only a protein shake, because nothing was open. And my crew thought to buy me a protein shake that I could have in the car, but they assumed that there would be something open, right, where I could get like a burger, a sandwich. Nothing. There was nothing open, and I fell asleep on the couch, and all I got was a protein shake.
Well, Grace, a protein shake is better than no shake or nothing at all.
It is. I'm glad they had the forethought to get me a protein shake, or else I would have had nothing. And the breakfast the next morning was amazing. But I just had to throw that in there because it will make them laugh at least.
Oh man, one of my favorite things about running long distance is the food afterwards. It's heavenly. It really is.
Yep. And that's what we have best after party. That was not my idea though. I think that was Angie's addition. I asked for some suggestions and we got some really good ones. We will have, there's a couple of other categories that will not be on the form because we have statistics to determine that. One of them is top episode of the year, and that'll be revealed by the most downloads from the RSS feed. And our top town that has the most downloads from that city.
I feel like you're going to be happy with that answer. I feel like it might be around your living area. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's great.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, totally awesome.
Let's see where we get the most downloads from. So we do have a couple of them that will come from the stats. We have best alternate names for Eric, which you will see if you watch the YouTube version, because I change Eric's name every once in a while. And then best of Eric's rhymes. So that's also going to be.
I mean, that is the whole show. I mean, I've kind of carried us with those rhymes.
You really have. If it wasn't for that, I mean, we wouldn't still be here.
Yeah, we wouldn't be where we are today. That's the best way of putting it. I like this one. There's a question that says best new podcast, and in parentheses, there's only one correct answer. So this, and I think I know what you're getting at with that one. This might be a good way of like calling out some of our listeners if we need to like thin out the herd. If they put on anything but what we feel is the right answer there, then it's pretty much they're banished.
That's right. I'm really looking to call people out. So I'm pretty excited to see who we get to shame on the show.
Yeah, I mean that's been our goal all year, is to thin out our listening audience.
We've got too many people listen.
Oh man. John Obrzezinski, the Breakneck Point Marathon or 21K is a phenomenal race. Some beautiful views up there. Very hardcore, very rocky. You got to be a technical runner to love that stuff. But that's a good one. All right, let's go a couple more. Let's see. Fan of the year. You can nominate yourself. And best show moment of 2023. I will have to give some deep thought into a couple of these. Yeah, it's good stuff.
You're gonna fill it out?
I'm not allowed to. I guess
you can. I guess.
Is that a conflict of interest?
No, we get to have any rules we want.
No, I might not fill it out, but I definitely want to talk about it when we go over what the answers were. So please, like I said, those of you that are live right now, take the time to fill it out while you're busy during the week working, quote unquote. Get it done. It'll be fun stuff. So having said that, are you going to put that on the Running Mullet Facebook page also?
Yep, I'll put it on the Facebook page. We'll put it in the show notes in case you are not on Facebook, and we'll put it out on the YouTubes. I love Kaylee's favorite thing she just put into the comments would definitely be crossing the finish line at Badwater 135. And a close second is pushing Keith over at the finish line of Eastern States 100 and beating him. That was hilarious, and I'm so glad I got to see that moment. And it's also on our live show. Yes. If you watch our 2 hour, I think it's like 2 hours of live stream from Eastern States finish line, it's in there.
2 hours? Oh no. We're talking like it was 6 or something like that.
It's pretty long.
It's very long, yeah. And I want to throw in there, like, majority of it was me taking the reins because we were waiting for you to get there.
Well, I was taking care of people.
I know.
And that's, I mean, definitely one of the things that I wanted to do in 2023 was do more volunteering. And I tend to do a good, like a fair amount of crewing, I think, and pacing. I wanted to volunteer a little bit more than I had in the past, and I did accomplish that. I was crew chief for Laura Lidacker. I was really excited. It was a lot of fun at Eastern States, and that was definitely a highlight of my year, was crewing at Eastern States. I had so much fun. Every aid station was a blast. There were so many great people, seeing all the other crews. Some of the crews, we started like working together and helping each other. Callie and I went for a run. I don't know. I had so much fun at Eastern States, and then taking care of Laura and watching her finish her first 100-miler as Eastern States. So that was such a cool day.
Yeah, I think the best part about something like Eastern States is, running it is very cool, very cool, and finishing it is very awesome. But when you can be a part of it for the full race, 24 to 30 hours, 36 hours, 35 hours, whatever it is, it's still just as fun, but obviously a little less painful, if you will. But yeah, it's a blast to be able to see it from different, the first morning when it starts to the middle of the night of the first night, to going to the finish line, to seeing the death marches coming in. It's a blast for people that aren't running it to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And yes, to answer VT Rider, which is, I believe that's Barry Main talking on there. We are going to be live at Heiner, and the weather is going to be phenomenal with no wind and no rain. And then we are going live at Eastern States on a beautiful August summer day with no issues, no thunderstorms in the evening. And I don't know, maybe we'll get lucky or make the stars align and hopefully go live at something else throughout the year. But heck yeah, we're at least doing the biggest party of the year, Heiner and Eastern States.
Yep. Yeah, and I think that was another highlight, was going live at Eastern States and then going live at Heiner. That was so much fun, and it was just a bummer that the weather wasn't quite right for us to be going live, and it was also our first time doing it. So now that we've done it a couple of times, we've had the show for a little while, I'm pretty excited to go live at Heiner and see how that goes,
Yeah, we might even need to try to get ourselves an easy up tent with some walls to it so we can be kind of protected, but we'll talk about that. From the weather, I mean, not from our fans. We don't need to be protected from our fans.
Yeah, we definitely don't need to be protected.
Oh man, but yeah, so it's going to be a great year. Let's get back to talking about this year we're in now, since it's getting ready to finish up. So we decided for this show we were going to talk about our best moments of 2023. Best moment is what we settled on, of 2023. Yeah. And I'm assuming that meant, related to running. But boy, did I have a hard time coming up with an answer for this one. And I thought about it for the last couple of days, and I couldn't figure out just one. And then I realized that, man, the fact that it's not easy for me to pick one is a phenomenal thing. Like, that means I did what I want to do every year and do all kinds of cool shit. Right?
Yeah.
And I still can't pick just one. I don't want to sound cheesy, but like starting this podcast is pretty darn high up there. I would have never thought I would do a podcast, especially not with the Grace. No, I'm being silly, but it's true. Like, we're doing a podcast, Grace. That's pretty cool.
It's so fun.
Yeah. So that's pretty high up there of best moment. Other than that, I got to go out to Montana and Alberta for 2 different races, which is part of my goal is through running is to see the world. And, I feel like we accomplished that. My wife and I both went out both of those places with our children, to one daughter at least. So yeah, I mean, that's the best I can do for one special moment, I think, unless I keep thinking.
Don't do that.
There's too many that are tied. It's just, I can't. You can't do this to me.
Yeah, I won't do that to you. You were allowed to have more than one moment of 2023. I definitely had so many fun moments. I talked about a couple of them already. I mean, it's Wild Goose is definitely starting this podcast. It has been so much fun. And just watching other people get to know each other and share information through the podcast. Because from, when I started off running, that's how I learned a lot of things, was through podcasts, through reading. But it's surprising how little information, or how there's conflicting information in blogs, and it's hard to get to the good stuff. It's hard to get to the good stuff. And I started hearing a lot of the good stuff when I started listening to running podcasts. So I'm happy to share all of that information with other people. That's been a lot of fun.
Yeah,
and with you.
The best part about the podcast thing, and it's, it was probably more leaning towards when we first started, the first couple months, I guess, but coming up to random people at races or events and stuff coming up to me and just saying how wonderful the podcast was, and it's the greatest thing ever. And it blew me away. I'm like, really? Like, it's just Grace and I talking, but you're right. It's stuff that wasn't really out there, and it's not rocket science per se, but it's stuff that wasn't out there. And there's a lot of people, I guess, a lot of people get focused on talking to only a certain section of people, or certain what's the word I'm looking for? Group of people, not really assuming that there's people that are just getting into it yesterday, and that there's people that have been into it for 10 years and still don't know certain things. You know what I mean? It's not, obviously the Running Mullet's about the front and the back and everything in between. So I think that's the beauty of what we're doing. But it was cool hearing some of those comments when we first got it started.
Yeah, it is cool to hear that kind of stuff. And, like I said, it's hard to find stuff out there. And I think I remember there was this Facebook group, and there were women, there was like 4 or 5 women, something like that, who were like, hey, we all want to do Blues Cruise 50K. And Blues Cruise 50K is a great first 50K. It's, super welcoming. The aid stations are close together. It's not flat and it's not mountainous, kind of in between, just some rolling hills. And so they were new to trail running and new to ultra. And they somehow created a group, and I was like, hey, it's not my first 50K and I'm not running it, but I'm happy to join in the group and, give any insight. So one of them posted a link to this blog article, and not an article, it was a blog. And this guy wrote this blog that said, it was running your first 50K. And the beginning of it was, first off, you shouldn't run a 50K if you can't run a sub 30-minute 5K. And I was just like, what are you doing? Like, stop it. And so the one woman posted it, and she's like, I don't know, guys, I think this is a bad idea. I think I'm going to pull my name. And I'm like, no, dude, don't listen to this. I don't know why this guy wrote this blog, and like, oh, please don't do that to people. Like, I know you just want to share your experience with other people, but like, there were several people who were not going to run. They decided, their dream of running a 50K was never going to come to fruition because they can't run, or had not yet run a 50K underneath 30 minutes. And I just thought that was terrible. And I know that's not the kind of stuff that we're putting out there, but I know there's people out there who don't who might live in an area where they don't have group runs. I learn a lot from group runs, from running with other people who have been doing it a lot longer than me. And maybe they don't listen to a lot of podcasts. Not everybody has the time for that. So I'm happy to share the wisdom that other people have given me. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. As it's fun to bring on other people and have them share their experiences and their wisdom too.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait to see who gets because we put on there, what else did we put? We put like the best guest. I want to see who best guest is.
I mean, for our first year, we had some pretty phenomenal, amazing guests.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to mirror that in the coming years but hey, the best part about it is we can have all them on again. So boom, in your face.
Yeah.
Anyway. So whoever's listening, I'm not seeing people typing their personal best moments in. I want them now so we can talk about them.
Yeah.
Your best moment of 2023. I know you have one. Don't be humble and not want to share it. Just throw it out there, type it in right now. That's an order.
In the meantime, I got some more. Here's a couple more. I have as you know, Jason does not trail run, and he hates getting up early in the morning, so he doesn't really come to races or anything like that. But we have found some other ways to get to spend more time together this year, and that's been super cool. So we've been mountain biking a lot. We maintain a section of the Mason-Dixon Trail, and I renamed part of it Jason's Holler because it's his favorite section of that trail. And we go to the gym together. I've been going to the gym. I wanted to continuously go to the gym this year and do strength training. And I say go to the gym meaning strength training. So some people do strength training at home. I go to the gym just because they have, I do a lot of barbell work and I don't have a barbell at home.
Right.
And I've been going pretty consistently at least 3 days a week. And so that's been really great that I've, I still have my sport that I love, which is running, and he doesn't have to be there for all of it, but it's been cool to spend a little more time with him in some other ways that still helps my running this year. So that's been neat.
Yeah. Any way you can connect more with your significant other is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. What else? Best moment, best running moment of all time in 2023. What is it? Can you do it? Do you have one?
I already told you what mine was. It was Wild Goose.
Crazy. Okay, you're right. You did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's talk about some of them that are coming into the chat.
So, finally.
Callie, same thing, is her 100-mile finish, which was also at Wild Goose, and Albert's 100-mile finish, which was Eastern States.
Yep. That's two very good ones. Then Barry Main says Grindstone 100, dropping his pacers and going sub 24. I wonder what his pacers think of that. I'm sure they're thrilled, but that's awesome. That's a pretty cool experience and pretty cool way to end a 100-miler.
Yeah, this is why I don't pace Laura, because I know she would drop me.
Yeah, I gotta find slower pacers because there's no way I could ever drop it. I'm trying to think. Everybody that paces me at anything, there's no way I could ever drop them because they're faster than me. Mm-hmm. Jerks.
Yeah.
What else we got? Jeff Herod finished at 100K was certainly the best trail moment of 2023.
But you got to read it for the people who are listening to us on the Spotify's. Read the words.
My finish at World's End 100K was certainly my best trail running moment of 2023. Man, that was a blast. Like that?
Yes, great job.
Jeff Herod, anybody who finishes World's End 100K, it should be a highlight of their year for sure. 100% for sure. Hard race. Well done. Let's see. Cliff Sullivan. He is the he is the vice president of Tioga Running Club right now, currently up here in Tioga County in Wellsboro. And he ran Candyman 100. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm going to read it word for word. Candyman 100 and pacing experiencing Eastern States 100 for the first time. So he
Those are
was,
great ones.
I'm pretty sure from what I recall talking to him, he got the fever from going to Eastern States and pacing and crewing. So I'm not sure if he signed up for it this year or not. I think so. But yeah, he got bit by the bug, which
Nice.
a lot of people do.
Not me. I'm excited to crew again.
I had a little slight fever temperature of wanting to register when it was going on, but I'm too deep into the other side of it, of having an aid station now, and even all the athletes that I want to see at different hopefully different spots and stuff. I'm okay not doing it.
Yeah.
What about John Alberzinski? He's got something up there.
There you go.
All right. Personal best moment. The Frozen Snot PR for me. I should have run it even faster, but it was a great day. It was fast for everyone. No snow. I got to finish the race with my friend Steve Pagano.
Now, wait a minute. I will argue with that course. I think sections of it are faster with snow.
I would say that that's not a very good argument, because most people would agree with that. And I don't think it's just sections. I think the race as a whole, because it's so vert heavy, up, very steep ups and very steep downs.
Yeah.
It's helpful to have some snow to dig for your feet, to have somewhere to land. Ice, if you have the right spikes and stuff, same thing. It's not that bad, but obviously no one wears spikes in dirt. So when you just have the ground, it's going to be harder.
Yeah. Now, and here's the one section though, where I think you can move. You get up the very first climb. We're talking about the Frozen Snot, which is in February. It's notorious for having very steep ups and downs. There's a couple of flat sections. Those flat sections, it's the mile in and the mile out, which I would argue are faster without snow.
Yes.
And then on the course itself, those couple of flat sections are covered in rocks, and the snow fills in the gaps, and it becomes easier to run on the flats when there's enough snow to totally fill in the gaps. Yeah.
And I guess we're talking, there's a lot of different kind of snows that can be on the ground and form, get old snow.
Also, if you have a ton of snow on the descents, you can just sit down and slide.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of fun. Ask me how I know.
Toboggan your ass down the hill.
That's what I do.
No, it's good stuff. But yeah, if you have a perfect snow to where it's almost, when you're flying on those downhills and you can put your foot in the ground, it's like, I don't know, steps. It's literally like running down steps. Makes life a lot easier, and it gives you more confidence. So yeah, good job, John. I want to see a PR from you when it is actually a Frozen Snot type of course. All right. I'm so glad people type stuff in. God, finally. John Bowfinger, Hills Creek Triathlon, 14th out of 35. Oldest in the event at age 69.
That's awesome.
That's very awesome. Hills Creek Triathlon is a 5K run, and then I forget what the distance is around the lake in a kayak. It's not a swim. It's in a kayak. I'm going to say it's roughly 3 miles, because you go around the perimeter of the lake. And then you have I believe it's an 8-mile bike ride right past the end of my road to finish the race. So, and it's a triathlon in that it's TRY. It's meant for everybody to get outside and to, push their limits and see what they can do. So it's a pretty cool small event, or localized event up here. Been going on for many years. So if you ever want to get out, it's in the September-ish, maybe. I'm throwing that. I think it's around that area time frame. Cool event to do.
I'm going to have to check it out. Kaylee Frederick also added completing the blacklist is definitely up there for best moment too. Kaylee just had a huge year with a finish of the blacklist races, which is Heiner, World's End, Eastern States, and Black Forest, all in the same year, and Badwater 135, and
Yeah, she basically
other bonus races, Baker and Laurel Highlands, some other ones in there.
Yeah, I think she was basically the youngest finisher of every single race in the United States in 2023. To give her take. I mean, maybe a few she missed, but for the most part, no, she had a huge year. She just kept hammering away, and month after month, and even week after week. So, kudos to her, and thank you for being a part of the show.
The Shits was a fun race.
The Shits stands for, what's it stand for, Grace?
I don't remember. 6 hour.
6 hour idiot, or no, something hour idiot trot. I'm yeah. I mean, I know what it is.
It's Eric's race, and he doesn't remember what it stands for. For
Somebody,
anyone who's listening,
what did it stand for, Cliff?
I don't.
That sizzling hot
idiot trot.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah. So yeah, it was fun, and the next one is coming up here on January 20th, which is going to be phenomenal. Yeah. Oh, what else we got? Who's Jetpack? Who is that? Should I know who Jetpack is?
That is Erica Lubera, I believe.
Oh, okay. Wonderland Trail, which is around Mount Rainier. Am I correct?
No. Who's Jetpack? Jetpack? No. Jetpack is
They got a little picture there. Jetpack. Rachel
Edge. Yes.
This is why we don't do nicknames, people. Come on, like, gosh.
That's her trail name. She did the entire Appalachian Trail. You get to have a trail name once.
You're right. I can't knock that. Jetpack it is.
Yeah.
Erica is Manifest. All right. I will write these down so I know who your nickname is. What's my nickname? Yeah, I need a better nickname.
Yours is on your hat. There you go.
Yep. All right. What else we got?
Adam Cole, Tank.
DNF Chief Watona 4-miler. A very brutal race, as he puts it. Yeah, it is a brutal race. The race director, John Johnson, is even more brutal. He doesn't care about your health or safety. And Adam, I know what it's like. It's a tough 4 miles, and maybe next year you can get it back. I don't know. Best of luck. Oh man. All right. I think that's everybody that
no, we got one in here.
Yeah, Steve Pagano crossing the finish line at Call of the Wild's 50K. I also ran the 50K this year. That's one hard MF and 50K. So yeah, anybody who crosses the finish line at that one. But still, I don't think you have to run a 30-minute 5K to be able to do it.
Yeah, agreed. I'm telling you, this bothered me. I'm really glad I got to work through it on the podcast.
Gabe Batdorf is listening because I know he typed something up top here, and he did not respond. He had a huge year, and I'm calling him out right now. He better still be listening, and he better type in his best memory of the year because I want to know what it is because he had a big year.
Yeah. James Compton added in Heiner Half and the Conestoga Tough 10 miles were first-time races, and they went well. Nice choices of first-time trail races. I mean, Heiner Half is absolutely beautiful and a class, not quite yet a classic. I mean, it hasn't been around a very long time, but it's a just an iconic course.
All right, you're throwing out some big words here. So what? Grace, what identifies it as classic? How many years does something have to be?
Oh, it's got to be around, I think, at least 10.
10 years and then you think
in terms of trail racing, I mean, trail racing in itself is a pretty young sport.
Mm-hmm.
And ultra running is a pretty young sport. So Laurel Highlands, for example, the 70 miler version has been around. I think since that one is one of the oldest ultras in the country. So I would call Laurel Highlands a classic as an example.
And then iconic. What makes it iconic?
I think well, the Heiner half. Here's an example: is the climb, the Heiner climb,
is iconic.
The photo that you get.
Yeah.
I mean, I made a cake of it and I got a prize. So
yeah,
that says it all. Conestoga, actually, that 10 miler has been around for a while. Lancashire Roadrunners Club held it for many years. It went out on hiatus for a little while, and then Jason Logue brought it back just a couple of years ago. And that is a very difficult race. The Conestoga 10 miler, highly recommended as well. So nice choice of first time races. Both of them really difficult trail races.
Absolutely. Let's see, Matt Smith, West Virginia Trilogy and Rim to River 100, his first 100, 3 weeks apart. That's phenomenal. And that's a very good, difficult, hard first 100. I have not run it yet, but the things I hear from that race and keep hearing every year is phenomenal.
Yeah, West Virginia does a heck of a job with race directing. There's several good groups down there. Every time I've raced in West Virginia, it's just well organized, good peeps. Yeah.
Cool. Are you ever going to do something like Rim to River? Does that interest you?
I don't know why, but it doesn't. It's also it's a time of year where there are several other races that just interest me a little bit more. Although if I were to recommend a 100 miler to other people, Rim to River is really high on my list just because I hear nothing but amazing things about this race, from the views to the race directing to the people who attend. I would attend it. But it just doesn't appeal to me personally. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I mean, it's a hard time of year.
Yeah.
Unless that's your goal race, it's at the end of the racing season.
Yeah. There's a couple others I would put ahead of it. That's all. And my body is not physically capable of doing 100 every year like Lee Con, or 100 every month like Lee Connor or somebody like that. Like if I was capable of doing that, I would absolutely run it. But I'm just not capable of doing more than say 2 a year.
Yeah. All right. Put Gabe's up. I mean, I didn't even read it yet.
Here we go.
All right. Gabe Batdorf. 2023 was huge. Tons of memories made, many miles with new and old friends, and just pushing the limits. Best memory, Winter Idiot tie for first. Those miles spent with Adam Kolb set the stage. Yeah, that was a pretty awesome memory. And I actually thought about that memory this week when I was trying to answer your question of my favorite memory. Is those two ran the Idiot race for many, many hours, basically together. And it came down to the last lap, and they both had to decide pretty much what they were going to do of who's going to win this race. And anybody, if you guys know either of these amazing athletes, Adam is just a tank who can go forever, but he doesn't have anywhere near the speed in his legs that Gabe can produce. But long story short, they came into my garage together to finish the race as a tie, which was Gabe's first 100K distance, which set the stage for a huge year of Eastern World's End, very high finish, Eastern States, very high finish, and Black Forest, very high finish. And dude's just an animal. So thank you, Gabe, for telling us what your favorite memory was. It was one of my favorite memories also.
Yeah, and then James threw in here, getting my green Roxylvania jacket for finishing 2 in the 25K division. I am, the Roxylvania Trail Series, if you've never heard of this, the Roxylvania Trail Series, you look it up, there are four or five divisions. I think 4.
There's a bunch, yeah.
And is a really cool little trail series where if you do so many, you gain points for each race that you do within that particular series, 4 different series to choose from. And that's as you know, I've been talking about the winter series, which I race direct one of the races. It's just a fun way to collect points and then do a big celebration at the end. I really think they're a lot of fun to do. And I've never done the Roxylvania Trail Series. I have been wanting to. I can't wait to see the races that are posted for 2024. So I think that'll be fun.
It's just a great way to stay motivated too.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't officially done the trail series myself either, but for anybody that's just getting into things or really finding out that they like racing and running, like there's so many different distances. You can pick your, whatever distance that you think is your jam and run those races alone. It's a great group of races and carrot to try to chase after throughout the year.
Yeah, and they've got great swag and a big old party at the end. So that's a fun one, I think, to look out for. And we will do an episode to talk about 2024. But I think that's a fun one to look out for in 2024 if you live in Pennsylvania. That'll be fun.
Yeah. All right. What else you got? You want to head towards shutting it down or what?
Yeah, let's head towards shutting it down. I mean, definitely my Brandywine FKT and my Horseshoe FKT attempt were 2 big, huge highlights of the year for me. I really enjoyed it and can't wait to check out some more FKTs next year.
Yeah, I would have to say ditto on that. I mean, one of the most exciting things about finishing out of a year like where we're at right now is getting super excited for what you want to do the following year. I have some big things planned, and boy, it's hopefully I can get them accomplished. And even if I don't, it's still big stuff on the calendar to look forward to.
Yep, absolutely.
Cool. What are you doing this coming weekend?
Oh, that is a very good question. I am doing the Lake Redmond 9-miler. I'm either going to volunteer or I'm going to run. I don't know which one, but that is the last of the York Ridge Runners Trail Series to close out the year. So that's on Saturday, and I don't know what I'm going to do on Sunday. I don't know. I started into I kind of finished out my strength training block. And since I'm headed into race season, because my first big race is in February, I'm in a VO2 max block right now, and they're not fun, but I'm doing it.
A little hard work, huh?
Yeah, a little hard work.
I see your workouts. I like it.
Yep. Got to put the work in and, raise that lactate threshold.
Good for you.
Yeah. So that's what I've been working on right now. That's been kind of my focus is switching gears into race training mode so that I can start off the year strong.
Yep. It's important to at least try to maintain through these kind of sluggish, hard to get out in 2 months.
Yeah, well, it's hard too because my first key race is always early in the year. It's, first or second weekend of February. So it's like I have to peak my training in January. It's a really weird time to have a peak training cycle, but so it goes. How about you? What's your weekend? What are you doing?
No hunting this weekend, so I'm hoping to actually get a legitimate long run in. Saturday or Sunday.
Nice.
Yeah, man, I'm really boring this time of year. I don't have anything super fun for you.
Okay.
I have to start cleaning out my garage to get ready for all the idiots coming because that's going to come before I know it. There's 69. This is not the first time that I've had 69 registered people for signed up to come run the idiot race. Maybe it's just by chance. It seems like an odd number to get stuck on, but whatever.
Don't think about it too much. It's fine.
Yeah, totally fine. So yeah, I don't know. I'm running this weekend, Grace. That's my plan.
All right. I like it.
Yeah, and we'll be back. I guess we'll be back next Monday because that seems to be what we do, right?
Every Monday we come back around. And next Monday we will reveal the winners of the best of 2023 from all of your answers.
And discuss whether they should be the winner or what happened or if there's been people tampering with the answers. You never know. With this day and age, people are sketchy, so we'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for everybody for tuning in, and I hope you get all your Christmas shopping done because your time is running pretty thin here. Like the only thing you have left at this point is Amazon, and even those guys don't get it to you in 2 days anymore. So, word of advice: get your shopping done.
Okay.
Right.
Well, thanks for that.
Are you done? Did you get me my gift yet?
Yeah, I'm pretty much done. I go fairly low key with the holidays.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, cool. All right, we'll see you next Monday at 7:30, and tell your friends we have 21 live listeners. We better beat that next week, or Santa's not coming to town.
Santa's totally coming to town. Don't listen to him. You're all amazing, and we love you.
Yeah, all that, but he will be. Let's remind them he will be here on the 25th.
Oh yeah, Santa is coming on the 25th.
He will tell you if you've been naughty or nice. So
yes, that is happening.
Get your stuff in order.
Okay.
All right. Next week, same time, same place. I will see you, Grace.
Great. Awesome. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.